Kick-Ass Switch, putting the K in magic. I'm Joanna DeVoe, and you're watching another episode of Every Which Way. This time featuring Brittney Castro of Financially Wise Women. And I think that it's so important that we talk about money if we're going to talk about creating the kick-ass life of your dreams, because your finances are so much a part of that. But I am not yet a financial expert. I'm working on it, but I'm not there yet. And Brittney is. She is a very young, modern woman, and she also happens to be quite tuned in spiritually, which you know I'm all about. And what she does is she helps women gain clarity around their money and to really empower themselves to use their money to create the life of their dreams. She's a financial planner, and she's created this really great resource in Financially Wise Women where we can go and learn more about money. So I think this is a really important interview. So stick around. Here she is, Brittney Castro.
Hi Brittney, welcome to Every Which Way.
Hi Joanna, thank you so much for having me.
I'm really excited to have you because you're the first person I've talked to that is a financial expert, and what I like to talk to people about is how to create the kick-ass life of their dreams. And I know a lot about psychology and personal development and health, but when it comes to money, I need to bring like an expert in. And
Perfect.
You are her today.
Perfect. Well, I'm glad to be the expert for your community.
Yeah, and your business is called Financially Wise Women. Can you tell us a little bit about what that is?
Yes, so I have a business. It's a financial planning business called Financially Wise Women, and I work with women and women entrepreneurs and professionals who are very similar to you, probably very proactive and getting information and expanding themselves in life, and really just need some extra guidance in the financial arena. Mm-hmm. And what I do is I actually help develop a plan, help them start to think about money in a new way, learn the strategies that they need to learn to better handle their financial situation, and just really empower them to use their money to create a life that they love. So very similar to the work that you do. And I think we here at Financially Wise Women just try to make personal finance fun and easy and exciting, because that's really what it should be, but unfortunately it's not always the case.
Yeah, that's why I approached you. For when you say, that you teach people how to use money to create the life of their dreams, and that fully resonated with me. But also, I don't know, I think for a lot of us, money is very intimidating. And here you are, this beautiful young woman. This morning you were dancing with your dog in one of your videos. And it's like, okay, this I can relate to. Like, I feel like maybe we could speak the same language. So, do you get a lot of young women coming to you?
Yeah, that is my demographic that I work with. I mean, being a young woman in the financial industry myself, I feel very alone and abnormal. So I knew if I felt that way, then most women who are like me, 30s, 40s, even younger, 20s, 30s, 40s, probably feel the exact same way. And my whole mission is to obviously work with my one-on-one clients and really empower them and make finance fun, but also to help change the rest of the financial planning industry. So that's, the much bigger vision that I have is if I can start to lead the way, a new way, then hopefully other financial planners and professionals will follow my lead and begin to, I kind of say, detox from the old way of doing business, which is a lot more stale and rigid and boring.
Yes. Absolutely, yes. You take a very feminine approach to it as well. You talk about things I'm interested in. You have like kind of a spiritual approach to money, actually. How did that come about? Is that a byproduct of living in Los Angeles, or did you grow up that way?
Great question. It's actually just part of my personal journey, and I think just the time we live in, I see that from the numbers point of view, the studies and statistics show that women are taking over. We're the majority of college students. We're the majority of the workplace. We actually are opening up businesses at twice the rate of men. 1 in 3 households, the woman's the primary breadwinner. So there is a lot of that, like statistical data, but just looking out in the world, you see that there's a huge shift. Women are doing it all, but at the same time, because of that, there comes a lot of responsibility. And I think if we're just only focusing on the strategic or tactical part and leaving behind the spiritual component or the bigger why behind why we do what we do, then this part won't sustain long term. So I've seen it in my own journey in my financial life, but just in life in general. If I don't have that connection to the spiritual world, whatever it means for you, to me it's hard to have a very fulfilling life if that piece is missing.
Yeah, they're so related too. I feel like I know a lot of us have a lot of shame around money and things like that. If I were to just call you up and I wanted to work with you, what would the process be? Do you address things like that, or are you more focused on like, let's look at your budget and you're spending too much here, or is it a combination? How does that work?
That's such a great question. I'm actually publishing my money shame story next week. So
perfect.
And shame is very big, and for both men and women, but I feel as women we hold on to that shame a little bit more intensely than men do. Especially with money. We feel like we should just know this stuff.
Yes.
Like, how come I don't know it? And I feel so guilty, or I feel very shameful that I did these things and it wasn't the right move financially speaking. I know that from personal experience, and I just know that from working with all the women clients that I work with, that the emotional aspect of money is huge. So actually the way that I work with clients is we first start with a discovery session, which we really look at a lot of your past. I'll give you a questionnaire and we talk about your money past, different experiences you've had with money and how those things are shaping where you're at today and your financial future. And then we'll explore, how I work, the process, the relationship, and determine if it's a good fit for us to work in a financial planning relationship. But it is very emotional in the beginning because usually people reach out to hire someone like me, a financial planner, when there's been some sort of shift in their life. We all kind of know, I should be managing my money, but until that shift really occurs and we're like, okay, I get it now. And it could be like a milestone. It could be you're getting married or having a baby or getting a divorce, or it could just be it gets too much, it's too painful on your own to keep doing it the way that you're doing, those are usually reasons why people seek me out. And again, I think it is so integrated. It is so connected. It's not just money. It's like your whole life. And money is just the component to fuel that. And so we have to look at the big picture, and we have to bring in that emotion and the spiritual component to it.
Yeah, I wrote a sentence down that I loved so much, it almost brought tears to my eyes. You said, you can be intelligent and still have questions. That was directed right at me. I don't know if you know when you wrote that, but I was like, yeah, I know, I'm smart. But when you get into the world of money, there's so many aspects. There's taxes for one. We just had tax season. So you talk people through that during tax season?
Yeah, and I definitely have really revamped my whole business model. So now every month people on my list and in my community, we kind of go topic by topic, and we have themes per month. So month of May is all about debt and shame, because a lot of people, including myself, who have experience with debt, that weighs on us financially and emotionally. So I'm talking a lot about, okay, how do we get in the right mindset to pay off debts, and what are the tactical strategies to pay off debt, and then we'll go into another topic in June. But yeah, it's so true. We are so smart. Women are so smart. We do it all. We can do it all. And for whatever reason, like I said, I mean, I do this too, like even in my business, I think, well, I should know that because I'm a financial planner. And then I have to remind myself, well, how could I have possibly known when I've never been in business before? You know, I didn't know this is what happens in year 3 in your business. I didn't know.
And the rules are always changing.
And it always changes it, but you know, we're not alone when we feel that way. And that's why I love working with women, because once you say it or I say it to you, we're like, oh my gosh, yes, I'm not alone. I feel the same way. And I think once we can have that type of connection, you know, just as friends, but even as a professional and client type of relationship, you like almost have a sense of relief. Like she gets it. She gets what I'm going through. She's been there, or she's worked with people who've been there too. And then you're just a lot more comfortable going through the process. Yeah.
What is this community? Is there a community of women that are talking amongst themselves? Or are they forming bonds like through your website, or are you just presenting information? Like I signed up for your newsletter this morning and I got the free ebook, which was awesome. I went through it. I love the diversity of women that you represented in that. But is there a community that we can participate in?
Yeah, I mean, right now it is the Financially Wise Women community is really just getting on the list and being part of it. I am expanding that. Now I'm at a level where I'm looking to expand that further, and I think, you know, Facebook groups and that sort of thing. But I do my monthly webinars, which are virtual based, and women can join, and I'm relaunching that as well. So, you know, hopefully we'll start to build like more of this community where every month we come together and ask questions and learn from each other. I will lead with a specific topic of the month, but there will be time at the end where anybody can ask their questions, and I will be able to answer it. And then from there, I just see it going more into like the Facebook groups and that sort of thing. So women could just communicate directly with one another, even if I'm not there.
Beautiful. I love it. I kind of think you're a little freaky because you said when you were a kid that you loved to play with your cash register and balance like your pretend checkbook. And I'm like, this woman has to be a Virgo or something. You were like, I just love organization and I love balancing my checkbook. And I was like,
yeah.
How do I get some of that?
Yeah. I am a freak of nature.
Are you a Virgo?
No, I'm actually a Taurus, so we love all things money. We're known as the materialistic people, which is kind of unique. I don't know if I'm materialistic, but I do love money, and I do love, you know, just a lot of things, but who knows? I mean, yeah, but I've always that's just who I am, and I think it took me, you know, I am young, but I've been in the industry now 6 years, and it took me some time to really understand those are like unique strengths of mine.
Oh, yes.
Organized, being a planner, being able to look at finances and just see things really easily, and then also be able to lead people and talk to people and be normal. I mean, I really feel those are my areas of genius, and that's why I'm able to do what I do, and really, you know, I just see myself as bridging the gap. Like you said, it doesn't have to be so boring and overwhelming, that actually it can be fun, and there is a normal way to talk about money. We don't have to be like the talking heads on TV. And so that's really what I'm trying to do, is bridge that gap.
I love to hear you say, I love money, because you never hear people say that, very rarely. Or maybe they have like an affirmation where they're like trying to believe it, but you just sort of like put it out there. And I think there's shame in saying that sometimes. I think people feel like money is bad, money is not spiritual, but it's a tool, and it's energy, and it's empowering, and I love what you do, because we need more of that, and people we can approach that we feel comfortable with.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah. So what would be, let's say someone knows nothing about money, but they want to start. They want to start saving money. What would be one good tip that you have for them just to begin? Like, what's a good place to start?
Well, it's a great question. And it's kind of the basic answer, but just start by learning about money and really just see it as a topic, just like anything in life, that if you focus more on that topic, you're going to build up the skills and the strength to become better at it. It's just like practice. So really take time. I encourage people to have money dates once a week with themselves and their finances, and it's an hour a week, and you're reviewing your budgeting for the week and maybe reading some personal finance blogs. You can read my blogs on Financially Wise Women or pick up a personal finance book. But I think education is so important because you need that. You need to know what you're doing before you start doing anything. And so everyone wants to know, what should I do first? Save this, invest. And it's like, well, first, let's just get an understanding of money and then develop that. And then we could start to actually take action on certain things once we know what you need in your life.
Yeah, I like that you called it a date, too. Maybe you can, trick yourself into, doing it, play some music, light some candles, get a nice cup of tea or some wine, and just, enjoy it instead of making it such a scary process.
Exactly, and so my monthly webinars are called monthly money dates because, again, we have to make it fun. If we go into finance with I don't want to do it, this sucks, or it's overwhelming, that energy is only going to stay there, and that's not an empowering, positive energy. And so it's just subtle shifts. Okay, look, I'm not strong at finance right now. That's okay. I want to build my muscle here. I want to become better, and I want to be in love with my money. I want to use my money to create a life I love. It's just another relationship. Like you said, it's energy, and we have to bring positive energy into that equation if we're going to create a positive financial situation. So we have to just twist it, make it fun. Pour yourself a glass of wine, play music, dance around. I don't know. However you want to make budgeting and financial planning fun, just do it for you and what works for you. And that way, that's more of a lifestyle change, because it's not a one-time thing. It's not, Joanna, here you go, here's your plan, you're done for the rest of your life. No, it's just like anything, like our health. We have to eat right and work out consistently if we want to be healthy. Same is true in our finances. We have to budget, we have to plan, we have to be, develop our skills even further as we transition through the different life stages. And that's a lifelong journey, and it's a lifelong relationship with your money.
Mm-hmm. Money's a great teacher.
Yeah, it is. Yep. Money and relationships are best teachers.
It really is. They both are, yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes together.
Exactly. That's a really good teacher. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I know you're super busy. Can you tell us where we can go to find you and get this free ebook? It's called, by the way, 9 Steps to Becoming a Financially Wise Woman.
Yes. They can go to my website, financiallywisewomen.com, and subscribe to the list. They'll get that ebook. You'll get tons of other free stuff. And what you'll start to see is I try to produce a lot of content and tips that will help you, even regardless if you work with me or not. But it is a movement. I am trying to create a movement so we can all become financially wise women, which is who we really are. We just have to shed some layers. And really, like I said, create this positive change, and not only in the industry, but in life in general. So financially wise women.
Yes. I love it. Thank you so much, Brittney.
Thank you, Joanna.
Have a beautiful day. Peace.
Peace.